I was temporarily appointed to guard a sick prisoner in a district headquarters hospital. I liked this duty because it was just 8 hours daily, unlike my usual 12 hours straight. And secondly, it was calm and nice. I'd just sit there on a bench in the hospital ward and read some old newspapers or have a look-see at those nurses. Got nothing to complain about. Everything was fine and all right, except for the very person I was guarding. The old patient. He was tall and thin, old and feeble. I don't know what he was diagnosed with, but he was just a skeleton underneath skin. Big bald head, eyes popped out of his sockets, mouth wide open. It was a torture to witness him taking vaccines. No muscle at all on limbs or butt cheeks. He was indeed enduring the worst phase of his life. You'd never find him asleep. Strangely, I never felt pity or sadness for him, which I usually would for others. He was something else. I used to think while looking at him, he's not here. He is not looking at this front wall, but some other realm waiting for his acceptance or approval. He's damned and cursed. I know this sounds strange. There was something astoundingly creepy about him. I'm telling you. Anyway, I used to sit beside this man for 8 hours from 4 p.m. till midnight. He would not move or talk to anyone. He wouldn't feel anything. He wouldn't look around at all. Just a straight, constant gaze on the front wall. It was my 4th day there. I was tired and filled with boredom waiting for the next guard as the clock was saying 12 a.m. There was complete silence and inactivity in the ward. To kill boredom, I picked up a magazine and tried reading it. Barely a few minutes passed and I felt a sudden discomfort of some sort. I raised my head and found the old man's head is turned towards me and he's staring at me. I cannot explain the uneasiness it caused. Our distance was barely 3 feet as I was sitting on a bench right beside his bed. A straight and uninterrupted gaze like he's looking into my soul for a change. I gathered some courage and looked at him like we were into a who blinks first challenge. I failed, of course. Soon my colleague appeared. I sincerely thanked God. We talked briefly and I handed over my rifle and log register. Next thing I was out of the hospital taking a cab and on my way home. It was around 1 a.m. when I reached my neighborhood. From there I had to walk on foot as the streets were too narrow for vehicles. It is a 10-minute walk home. It's a routine for me to come home really late at night. I was walking calmly on the desolate streets packing a .30 caliber sidearm. I don't remember, but I must have been thinking about my online activity for a few hours. I was single back then and lived with my parents. Finally, I reached the street where my home is situated on the very end. What irritated me the most about this street was that nobody would turn on their outdoor bulbs except for my mother, for me. It's a long enclosed street and without any other lights it gets really dark. So yeah, our neighbors were cheap in that way. On the very end, a light bulb outside my house was lit. Whenever entering my street, I automatically get a little cautious but calm down after finding nobody in the street. I heard of a few robbery incidents previously, so you can understand the reason. But that night, as I was entering, I saw somebody right in the middle of the street. I slowed down a little to observe. He was around 40 yards ahead, walking really slow, leaned heavily on the right side in a funny stance. He was in the darkness as the only lit bulb was on the very end outside my door. He isn't a robber or thief, my mind told me. I never halted, but walked slowly towards him. It was just a matter of seconds for me to cross beside him and get a look at him clearly. Suddenly something snapped inside me. Something started screaming so loud in my head that there's danger ahead. I am in danger. "Who are you?" I yelled loudly. And that's exactly when I was right upon him. I saw him. I saw his face. May Lord have mercy. That was the very same, very real sick old prisoner I had left in the hospital an hour ago. Leaned to the right side, wearing the same gown, barefoot. He was looking at me as I passed by him. He turned and slowly walked to me. I can't control the shiver even at this moment writing it. I did not run, but I walked super fast and reached my home, rang the bell ferociously, and prayed to God that my father gets the door as soon as he usually gets there. I kept pressing the doorbell while staring at the man slowly approaching me. What is going to happen if he comes near me? Should I shout or attack him? I cannot let this incident be an embarrassment for myself. Nobody should know I just got scared of something. Thankfully, my father opened the door. Before going inside, I looked back. Nope, there was nobody in the street. My father went back into his room without noticing my sweat or trembles. Maybe I did good calming myself down. I went to my room, changed uniform, and sat on a sofa. Thought about what had happened. This room has a door and a window that opens towards the street as well. I did not see a ghost. No, how can that be possible? I remained silent, trying to think of any legitimate reasoning that could defy this. Next thing I notice is somebody in the street right outside my window. I heard lamenting in a low pitch. I heard footsteps. A legit shiver ran through my spine. I am experiencing paranormal activity. There is a ghost outside my window. I didn't run to the other room. I just sat there, leaned my head and closed my eyes to concentrate on the words he was mumbling. I couldn't understand, but I can tell you he was mourning, expressing his grief. And then it stopped. No sound of any kind. I could feel that nobody was outside my home now. And then it struck me. Why don't I call the goddamned hospital? I should call my colleague to ask how our patient's doing. I picked up my mobile and lo and behold, an SMS from the same colleague had arrived half an hour ago saying, "Neman, you don't need to come for hospital duty tomorrow. Sick prisoner died shortly after you left. I'm going home too. Let's take a day off and we'll report back to the police station together." No matter how good I spin this to convince myself it wasn't paranormal, I fail. Because I saw him. It was him, the sick prisoner. But I don't believe in ghosts. What do I make of it then? What seems to be the best explanation for all this according to my knowledge and beliefs? It wasn't a case of hallucination. I saw someone, not human. I am stressing. Who is capable of composing a good trick like this? Who could carry such a tremendous, sinister, and negative energy, is supernatural, can adapt to any shape or form, and can feel free to put on one hell of a show like this just for kicks and giggles? One being comes to mind. Jinn, the perfect conjurer. As a child, I loved listening to ghost stories told by my grandparents and other elders. Even if I was scared, I used to stay awake late at night just to experience any ghost sightings, but never actually saw anything unnatural. As I grew up, I turned into a non-believer of ghosts and someone who never gets frightened of being alone, in dark, or watching or hearing anything scary. This incident changed me. This happened when I was around 17 years old. I had gone for a vacation at my maternal uncle's place. He had moved into bigger and better railway quarters, residence for employees working in railways. We had traveled a lot in the daytime and reached his place at around 10 p.m. There was a balcony starting at the entrance of the home. It had a bathroom and a toilet on the left side and the living room and bedrooms on the right side, so from the living room you could easily see the balcony. Post-dinner, we were just relaxing and watching TV in the living room. After some time, I saw some white, misty apparition running in the balcony toward the bathroom. I first thought I was hallucinating because I was tired from the day's travels, but this happened 2 or 3 more times. I told my uncle, and he said it must have been some pigeons which had their nests above the balcony. But I was sure that they were not pigeons. I fell asleep, ignoring it. The next day I completely forgot about the incident and started doing my morning chores. I went to the bathroom to take a bath. The moment I entered the bathroom, I started shivering due to the fear and was constantly feeling that something bad was around. I came out of the bathroom as soon as I could and I told my uncle and my mom. They again consoled me, saying there was nothing to be worried about. Me being a bold and unfearful girl, my mom sensed something was wrong. Throughout my 5-day stay there, these things continued, seeing apparitions near the balcony and shivering inside the bathroom. I was also getting scared around other places in the house. One such place was the bookshelf inside the bedroom where I always got scared like crazy. I was unsure why it was happening with me. The questions remained unanswered for 2 years. After 2 years, my uncle shifted to another place. After meeting him, he said that the house was haunted and a lot of bad things happened there in their 2 years of stay, so eventually they had to leave. Apparently, the real story was, a few years back, a girl staying in the house had committed suicide. She had set herself on fire near the bookshelf in the bedroom, run across the balcony to the bathroom, but eventually died inside the bathroom. After hearing this, I was totally freaked out. My uncle said he did not want to spoil my stay there, so he had not told me at the time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, share it with your friends, all that good stuff. And if you like what I do and want to help support what I do, I would recommend looking into becoming a patron or even a channel member. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and get yourself some pretty damn cool perks. I appreciate you checking out this video, and I hope you enjoyed these couple of ghost stories. I'm going to start trying to do more of these. I want to try to get true scary stories and ghost stories, a nice mix. Either way, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I really do appreciate you checking this out. And I will catch you in the next one. And just remember to watch your back, because you never know who or what is watching you.